right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
So then the race is away, and the better start comes from Paul Smith as Oliveira tucked underneath him. Remember, 1 by 1 starting V's as they are single seated, so that means Paul Smith has the advantage going down to Coppice for the first time. Then we can ride on board with Rhys Bennett as he chases the field into Charlie's for the first time. I've asked him at the front. It is Paul Smith just in front of Sam Oliveira, who's tucked right in Paul Smith's slipstream as they head down the park straight for the first time then. On this 13 minutes of one lap race, Ben Anderson under attack from Pete Belzy as they go side, there's Martin Farmer I think, isn't it, in that battle for 4th position. They went side by side up the hill for the first time. Then the rest of the field head up into Park Corner. The cars go briefly out our sight. Then we look down through Chris Curve where the cars briefly, we can see their helmets, then they come through Gooseneck, and it is Paul Smith just ahead of Sam Oliveira, who's tucked right underneath him. He goes up on the inside. The two cars are side by side as they head into Mansfield then, and who's going to lead on the other side? It's Sam Oliveira by himself. Jake Oliveira in second. Paul Smith has spun. We can see the car now from our commentary position. The car sitting down there at Mansfield. So the rest of the field go down to Mountain with Biden board of Rhys Bennett again, and there's Paul Smith, damage everywhere all over the circuit. Paul Smith just getting underway right near the back of the pack as we ride down towards Mountain Bottom. Second replay of the start on board of Rhys Bennett, then a great start there. We've got Keith Farrance coming through as well, but it was a very good start from Bradley Connolly in the 99 machine. Tim Probert was one person not to start, as was Steve Bailey. More about that later because the leaders are absolutely together. Jake Oliveira to the front now. Sam Oliveira right behind him. He's sitting in the slipstream of his brother. Can Sam find a way past as they go up the Park Corner? He sneaks his way up on the inside line, but I'm not sure we'll be able to find a way through. We won't find out until they slightly appear into Chris Cove, or maybe through the gooseneck. We'll see when the time comes. Plenty of battles you can see throughout the field. Paul Smith there going through the pack. Paul Smith was 13 seconds down on the leader when he crossed the line. Right, leaders down then. It is still Jake Oliveira, Ben Anderson there as well in 3rd position as they exit Mansfield and go down past the motorbike chicane. And this is Jake Oliveira just about starting to get away from Sam now. And right behind is Ben Anderson. Martin Farmer sits in 4th. 5th is Pete Belzy. Like I was saying, Steve Bailey couldn't make the race today. He had to go to a wedding earlier on today, so unable to make the race, even though he didn't have a very good qualifying session this morning. He'll be out tomorrow. So, like I say, plenty of battles throughout the field. And here come the leaders then. Sam Oliveira back to the front. Jake's in second. Sam Oliveira on the grass out of Charlie's there. And now that's going to give him a much slower run up the hill. Jake Oliveira darts to the outside line for Park Corner, but he should be in front. Then Ben Anderson and Martin Farmer there as well. 4 for the lead. Right, we're looking at here then a great scrap. Alan Swain there ahead of Alan Swain ahead of the Richard Potterton car. Right, leaders down into Mansfield. It's Oliveira from Oliveira, Farmer, and then it was Anderson in 4, so Martin Farmer ahead of Ben Anderson now. They go through the kink before heading down to Mountain. And there you got Pete Belzy there in 5th position. Then in 6th is Simon Reedman going well. There's Keith Farrance coming up through the pack. He's getting towards the top 10 now in his gap. He had problems in qualifying this morning. And Alan Swain still just ahead of Richard Potterton and Craig Pollard there as well. Into Coppice for Rhys Bennett, and catching the car in front really quick through Coppice was Bennett, really getting onto the back of the car in front. And that is Glyn Davies in the AHS Challenger. They head down the park straight, 2 cars together. into the brakes for Park corner. Through the right hander they go. And Bennett again, much quicker through the corners. Now through Chris Curve, he can't quite find a way through as of yet. Out of Charlie's, Jake Oliveira leads ahead of Sam. Then Martin Farmer is in fourth. Third, sorry. Then Ben Anderson is in fourth. But can Sam Oliveira find a way past now? Of course, he made his mistake here last time, which lost him the lead. Now heading to Park corner. And heading down there, Paul Smith. Paul Smith there, coming back through the pack. And here comes the battle between Alan Swain, Richard Potterton and Craig Pollard. Meanwhile, out of Gooseneck comes Sam Oliveira, who's got the lead away then from his brother. Then Martin Farmer in third, Ben Anderson there in fourth. Out of Mansfield they come and head down towards the mountain. And Jake Oliveira trying to find a way around the outside. He won't be able to get past there as the battles head through. Around the pack here at Cadwell Park, and Alan Swain still had a Potterton and Pollard, and they are being joined by Alan Robinson, I think it could be. Anyway, leaders up the hill, Anderson all over the back of Farmer. He goes either side, now he goes up on the inside line for Park corner. He may well be able to get that done. Meanwhile, Ian Jordan there chasing after Keith Barrett. He's been passed now by Paul Smith on the triple race winner this year, Paul Smith, on his run through the field. Anyway, leaders down the hill. Sam Oliveira really sideways on the exit of the Gooseneck. He's right on the tail of Jake again. Farmer in third, Anderson in fourth as they exit Mansfield. They stay in that order. And then they go through the kink before heading down to the left-hander of the mountain bottom and the right-hander. And then up the hill they will go. So down the hill, Alan Swain, ahead of Potterton, ahead of Pollard, and then I think that is Alan Robinson in the H-Dominator at the back of that battle. As they head through the kink, Craig Pollard up on the inside to gain a position. Meanwhile, we see a replay there. Rhys Bennett gaining the place round the outside of Coppis. Brave move that. Right, leaders out of Charlie's then. To Oliveira's not quite as tightly bunched as they were, but still only a few car lengths between them. Third is Farmer, fourth is Anderson as they head up the hill. Anderson looking around the outside, going up into Park. Paul Smith about to get ahead of Steve O now. There he goes, passes him up the hill. It's another place gain for Paul Smith. That is him up to 7th now. Leaders then down the hill. Jake Oliveira, head of Sam Oliveira, head of Martin Farmer, head of Ben Anderson as they head into Mansfield. Then they exit the corner. Jake Oliveira just starting a week away now. Farmer and Anderson heading down ahead. Ian Jordan just ahead of Keith Farrett. Ian Jordan, the Class B leader. As they head out of Mansfield now. And there they come then down towards the kink, down to mountain bottom. Here comes that led by Alan Swain. Four of them absolutely together now then. Looking up on the inside, can't find a way through there. Can Richard Potterton. Leaders through Charlie's. Jake Oliveira runs out wide and Sam Oliveira right with him again. To the top two together once more as they head up the hill now. And then coming through the traffic, and Anderson just ahead of Martin Farmer then as they head up into Park corner. And Ian Jordan just ahead of Keith Barrett still. Keith Barrett's coming from way back on the grid. And now look, he's up on the inside of Ian Jordan going to Park corner. He's got that move done now. Leaders then out Adam was third out of the Gooseneck. Anderson just ahead of Farmer. Last year's champion there, running in fourth, Martin Farmer. Leaders really getting away now, the two Oliveras. Then the battle for third. Go through the kink, it's still just Ben Anderson in front. Then Pete Belzy there, not losing too much time. He's in fifth. Up the hill, Alan Swain, just ahead of Richard Potton. Craig Pollard. And then we have Keith Farrance. Leaders in out of Charlie's. Jake Oliveira ahead of Sam. And they both make their way around the corner. Fastest lap just gone to Paul Smith. He's gone and done a 136.57, average speed of 81.5 miles per hour. Ben Anderson getting away from Martin Farmer. Now there's Pete Belzy in fifth. And Keith Farrance now getting away from Ian Jordan. Out of Gooseneck at the lap, Sam Engineer and Jake Oliveira might run into the back of him as he exits the corner, but he managed to just about miss the back of Sam Engineer's car, so they continue okay. Now they go through the kink there and down towards Mountain. So Alan Swain and Craig Pollard wrapping this out. Richard Potton's gone off that barn, we can see, and the red flags have come out. There will not be a restart because there's not enough time left, so the race will be put back one lap for the results. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Rhys Bennett just passing Potton's car there, and he will be greeted by red flags across the line. Due to the incident on lap 1, Sam Oliveira was given a 10-second penalty. So Jake Oliveira won to Ben Anderson in second, third Martin Farmer, fourth was Peter Belzy, then Sam Oliveira in fifth. Paul Smith made his way up into seventh. And Ian Jordan won class